feeling of like, oh, okay, I've like met my match. And when that happens, when you've like met your mirror, your twin flame, the one that like meets you everywhere you go, it kind of feels like that, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like, okay, like, who's gonna win here? Like it's very much it's like a cat and mouse, you against me, but really at the end of the day, like it's us. I never go into the recording studio with like a plan. It's always just sort of like, okay, we're gonna knock out a bunch of songs. And I went in with one of my favorite producers. His name's Dan. He's like a buddy of mine. Every time I mention him in an interview, I'm always like, Dan. We knocked it out, I think actually in like a couple passes. And that's always my favorite kind of recording process, is when you go in and you're like, okay, I'm just like feeling it today. I wanna just like feel however I'm feeling all over the track. And it ended up being great. We Belong happened fast, and then it went on a shelf for a while and it came back around, and now it's I think it's my most successful song. So you never know with that kind of thing, like while you're doing it.
Living in LA now, hard without you. I'm missing you miles away. Still need space, but I don't need space. I need you to come to me.
I'm always apart from my significant other, no matter what, because my job takes me all over the place, and usually the person that I'm with also, their job takes them all over the place. So that feeling of being like, I want to be here, I want to be present to my own life, but like, holy shit, I'm so in love with you and we belong together. That sort of sentiment about like, I belong to me, I'm mine, but then after that, directly after that, I'm yours.
Like bang, bang, think I'm allergic to every other person. You're the one now, I'm certain. Yeah.
The more you know yourself, the more able you are to feel your own chemistry and your own like true north and your own compass. I don't know. It's like one of those things where the more you talk about it, it doesn't make more sense. It's completely non-verbal, non-formulaic. Like it's not the same for everybody. Like you just know.
We belong together. We belong together. And you know it. White stained teeth and bloodshot eyes. Then we're both fucked up and that's alright. Yeah. We belong together.
The imagery in the chorus with wine-stained teeth and bloodshot eyes is like exactly reminiscent of this trip that I took to Paris. It was like we were supposed to be doing something. There was some kind of commitment that we both had, and then we were like, should we just like cancel it and fuck off to Paris? And then we were like, yeah. We escaped to Paris for like 7 days or something. And I remember we got like what's like the equivalent of like a gas station in Paris. Like it was beautiful, obviously, because everything in Paris is beautiful, but it was like a little like shop, and we got like biscuits and Nutella one night, and we had just gotten these like terrible street paintings done. So wine-stained teeth, bloodshot eyes, I think we're both fucked up, and that's all right. That's kind of like that middle of the night, madly in love feeling.
You got my heart and you got my brain, so you don't get on a plane. Just get a fast car right in my arms, like you gotta understand.
It's healthier when you feel like you've got your heart in your brain, but it's really hard, especially in the first little bit of a relationship, to feel like you have any ownership over like what's going on inside your body.
Bang, bang, so automatic. Now you got me excited, and we don't gotta hide it.
He was the one who really made it impossible for me to ignore him. Like I was pretty reticent to even like speak to him, because I was like, oh, we have this like super fiery chemical thing happening, and I don't even know you. Like you've barely spoken 2 words to me. When that started happening and I walked in the other direction, and everywhere I went, he like met me there. I was like, fuck, what am I gonna? I can't. It's like if something is just so right, you can't stop it from happening.